Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fit Test Dummies.
Where we test it so you don't have to.
I'm David.
I'm Shauna.
And this is Insanity, the Asylum 30-Day Challenge. What day are we on?
Day 22.
Day 22, and why is Shauna so excited that it's day 22?
Because it's rest day.
Rest day. So this is kind of cheating because we take the weekends off anyway, and we're only doing this 5 days a week. It's meant to be an everyday programming. So this is rest day. We're only gonna work out 4 days this week. But you know us.
You don't. I'm still gonna do chest and back today.
We've been promising that we're gonna show you foam rolling techniques. So today we have a bunch of different foam rollers. Spry sent us over these medium density rollers and these high density rollers. This is an old Go Fit roller. We bought a big 5.
We chopped it up.
And we cut it, yeah, it was a 36-inch roller. We cut it down to 12 inches right after we did our NASM certification weekend. Because we thought it'd be interesting to try it at 12 inches, and there was 2 of us, so we got 3. It works better, it's nice, it's good. So we have the same size from Spry. The difference between these two is really remarkable. I mean, this is just higher density, it feels higher quality. This is kind of a little rough. It feels like a lower density foam. It seems like there's more air in this, and the more air in it, the more it will compress and break down over time. But that being said, for the few dollars that we paid for this, it's a great foam roller. It's worked really well for a long time for us. Now this is a higher density foam. The higher density foam is going to create more of a spot treatment. So it's not going to compress down as hard, which means that it's going to give you a deeper massage. So this would be like sort of like Swedish deep tissue sports real deep tissue trigger point massage. Now, if we want to go beyond the real deep tissue into real trigger point, can one cavern hold? No. Oh, I'm sorry.
This we got to experience at the IDEO conference this past weekend. So you will see an episode, or little episode, where Jill and David got to really get through a stretching workout.
Right. We went to the Trigger Point booth at the IDEA conference, and they showed us their new foam roller. Can you see? It's hollow. So this is basically a piece of PVC with high density foam wrapped around it. This is sort of like a mat, not like a yoga mat. But then the idea behind this, according to the inventor who we met, that was kind of exciting, great NASM certified trainer, and she was talking about foam rolling. She had invented this particular product. The idea behind this is that these are supposed to be fingers. Do they look like fingers? And these little dots here are like fingertips. So we're able to get that trigger point, real kind of fingertip massage. Does that feel good? Does that feel good? Now we're gonna try to get the same thing with this device right here. And then she was also saying that the channels help with blood flow and that sort of thing. I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure exactly if that's medically proven, but we're gonna try this and see what the differences are between our different foam rollers. Really, there's only 2 different foam rollers here. We've got a high density, a medium density, and then the trigger point. So I guess that's 3.
That's 3.
We have some longer ones if you want to do your whole back all at once. We've got, Spry's got these 36-inch foam rollers. All of these come in 36-inch. You can get this in 36-inch, everything. 36 inches, 3 feet.
Okay. And just what I just learned actually, you're gonna notice when you go out there that they're actually different widths or whatever.
Circumference or diameter, yeah.
Thank you. And there's a reason to that. The higher or thicker it is, the higher you are off the ground when you're doing pressure points or rolling, right? Which means you're going to be putting more weight on it because you're further from the ground, so gravity's going to be pulling you down further.
But also you have more surface area. The bigger the circumference, the bigger the diameter. So these 6-inch rollers, you have a larger surface area. If you had a 3-inch roller, you have a smaller surface area, so you'd have a more targeted massage.
Right.
So we're going to show you some NASM techniques for foam rolling. And the idea with foam rolling is it's self-myofascial release. The fascial tissue, these are these fibers that go throughout our body and they get locked up. They're supposed to move freely and they do get locked up. Those are called knots. Everybody has knots in their back, knots in their shoulder. What also happens is if a muscle like your psoas or another hip flexor muscle gets locked up, and it's actually going to turn off your prime mover, your gluteus, your butt muscle, which is what moves you when you're walking, running, jumping, doing squats, those sort of things. So one of the things that's going to be helpful for most people is to foam roll or do SMR, self-myofascial release, on these hip flexors.
It's very important, again, because you're going to help release those areas, and you want to be able to use those muscles to work out. If you don't, it's going to do some damage to your body and your foundation. And so this, you can't skip this. You don't want to skip this. It's very important to.
So we do this nearly every day before and after our workout. It gets our muscles moving in the right direction, gets them moving against each other as they should be, and it feels really good, even though it hurts. So we're going to show you some myofascial release techniques. We're going to show you some foam rolling techniques, and we're going to show you how it hurts so good. So we're going to start with the calf. Now, you can start with the calf just by sitting with your ankle on the foam roller. There's not much pressure there. If you lift your body up a little bit with your foot down, you're adding a little bit more pressure. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced and you can handle it, lift your body off the ground, cross your feet over, and just move that foam roller down your calf at about 1 inch per second, all the way up your calf. All the way up your calf until you find that point of tension. And you might have to roll, you might have to eversion, inversion, until you find that point of tension. And for me,
Turn to left and right.
yeah, turn in and out, roll it in and out until you find that point of tension. And you'll feel it. Oh yes, you'll feel it.
Now, if you don't be alarmed. It just means you may not have a knot there, and that's a good thing.
And that's
Move on to
okay.
the next body part.
That is okay, and ASM recommends that you foam roll maybe 3 body parts because it does take a while to foam roll. You need to spend a good minute on a muscle in order to get it properly foam rolled. So we're gonna find that spot. You got your spot? Okay, I think I found my spot a little bit earlier. It's right here.
And you're gonna hold it for 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds.
You're gonna hold it until the pain goes away about 60%. That's the goal, is just to drop your pain. And you can roll, once you find it, you can kind of do a little roll back and forth. That's kind of like what your massage therapist would do when they're kneading the muscle a little. Okay, I'm trying to smile while I foam roll. It's not easy.
And again, if you're feeling something that is just excruciating, then take off that leg if you have it on there. You don't want to get it to a point where it's 12 or 15 pain. It's not going to do you any good because actually your body then is going to freak out and it's not going to do what it needs to do to release it. So you need to find a point where it's around 8.
Yeah, 8 or 9 pain level. Listen, you want to go to that threshold. And the way you know you're at the threshold is if you feel like you need to grab onto something in order to tolerate the pain, then you're doing too much. Bring it back down, take a little pressure off, and let's work on it day after day. It takes a while to break up some of these adhesions that we've had for a long time. My hip flexors were locked up for the longest time. The hip flexors, my goodness, they were destroyed. Shauna's gonna show you how to foam roll the hamstring, and I'm gonna take you into a hip flexor foam roll. So the thing is, not everybody's gonna do the same thing. You're going to find those muscles that you need to foam roll. Go ahead and start. She's just gonna start right above the knee, the back of the knee, and move up her hamstring at about 1 inch per second until she finds that point of tension. And then she's gonna stay there and just sort of rock back and forth, breathing into it, exhaling, thinking about relaxing the muscle. What she's doing from a technical standpoint is she's overloading the Golgi tendon organ, which is signaling the body to relax that muscle to release the tension.
And again, the reason behind this, while we're moving from the bottom up, usually is, again, it's the idea of moving the blood
towards your heart.
Towards your heart. It's very important.
We're working on the hip flexors right here. This muscle in here. You feel it. It's all tight. We're gonna start right at the pelvis bone, iliac crest, sort of. We're just gonna be like an army man crawling. It's gonna give us full control. And just kind of roll back and forth to figure out which it is. Could be the psoas, could be the hip levator, could be various different muscles. And for me, sometimes it's more on the outside now. So I just push up with that other foot.
Yes, and we are a little quiet right now because we're also just trying to really focus on finding that little spot. So, it's a good thing. Ignore my face, it's not pain, it's, again, release.
Sort of a pain-pleasure kind of thing. Pain-pleasure threshold.
Surprisingly. And the reason why he said my hamstrings are because that is the place where I'm the most tight for me.
So for me, it's always been hip flexors and my IT band. I messed up my IT band mountain biking, and it all had to do with my toe end being just slightly off on my pedals. It's amazing how those little repetitive movements with just slightly improper form can actually, it feels so good I can hardly talk. Yeah, it's on the outside for me now. See, I foam rolled my hip flexors so much that my psoas is not as tight as it used to be, so now we're out on the outside. I'll have to look that up, figure out what muscle that is. There's about 29 muscles that connect to the lumbopelvic hip complex. Lumbo, pelvic, hip, complex, this whole area.
It's complex.
It's very complex.
And see, for me, and especially if you're a dancer, this is something to consider. I ended up pulling a glute muscle a long time ago.
Ooh, yeah.
Hence why now my hamstrings overcompensate because my body went into protective mode and decided I'm not going to let her fire her glutes anymore. And, I had to do some therapy because of it. Well, now I have underfired glutes and overactive, hamstrings.
Is that why your booty's so small?
Yeah. It's also because I'm just small, and it's okay.
You gotta turn your little
It's
booty.
okay, I'm never gonna have a belly butt. I'm not, it's just not me. So, these are things to think about. Think about any past injuries that you've had, because again, this was way back in a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go with that. And it's affected me 15 to 20 years later. So all that to say, go back and think about some past injuries that you've had, find out where it was, and consider, or even write into us, hey, I had this injury, what could have been affected by that? And we can say, hey, these are the things that are affected and this is what's taken over, and so now this is what you need to do.
So right now I'm foam rolling my gluteus medius. Performance is in there, gluteus maximus is in there. A lot of muscles in your low back going into your... How you feeling?
Oh, fudge monkey.
I think she found it. Oh, she's on the IT band. Oh. That IT band, that'll get you every time, people. So what you want to do is you want to choose 2 or 3 different muscle groups. So here's the key when you're foam rolling your glute. What you want to do is the side that you're foam rolling, that's the leg that you cross over the other leg. So you're basically going to sit on the foam roller, cross your leg over, and then foam roll the side, roll to that side, and you can kind of roll back and forth. Roll to that side that you're foam rolling. Make sense? And now she's foam rolling her tricep. This isn't just for the legs, she's foam rolling her triceps. You can do your lats, you can do your back.
The back is glorious. It's something that you can do watching TV too, so.
Sure, just spend a half an hour while you're watching TV foam rolling. It's great. You foam roll your feet. One of the things when you're foam rolling your back, this is where a bigger one works. Ooh, I gotta pop. You cross your arms, and that's gonna bring the muscles out. Your rectus spina, whatever, however you say it, goes all the way up your spine. Your multifidus is deeper down, but you're gonna get that too.
Girls, if you have long hair, or even guys, watch your hair. You don't want to be rolling back and then all of a sudden realize that your hair is stuck. So if you're able to put your hair up in the ponytail, go ahead and do that. It hurts.
And you can turn the foam roller sideways. This is where these bigger foam rollers come in handy. So you can turn it sideways. And be real careful with our spine. Kind of roll that whole, you get behind the levator scapula. Oh, behind our scapula there. Ooh, get in there. And then if you want, your foam roll your latissimus dorsi. We're doing a lot of pull-ups, right? So we can foam roll, the latissimus dorsi. Get into our shoulders a little bit if we want to. And actually just get our shoulder right on there. Now there's gonna be a lot of pressure on your shoulder. Be really careful with your rotator cuff. Shauna was doing her tricep. Your tricep, that's a good one. You can foam roll your pectoral muscle. Check this out. Take your foam roller. You don't need all these foam rollers, just choose one that you like. Take your foam roller, get it about 45 degrees. Lay your chest right down on it. Now we're gonna foam roll the pectoral. Oh, right there, the attachments. A lot of the times it's the attachments that get locked up. And I'm just gonna sit right there and let that release. That's excellent. Okay, now the coup de grace, the coup de grace, as I used to say, the coup de grace, the IT band. I'm gonna start at my hip because I'm scared. The closer I get to my knee, the more it hurts. Here we go. I'm just gonna kind of roll it on back. And you can roll it in and out a little. Oof, my face is gonna look so ugly while I do this, but oh, it feels so good. It hurts so bad. We're just trying to get that IT band to release. Trigger point massage can cost up to $150 a session. You're getting it for the cost of the foam roller here. You can do it every day. Okay. One of the tips here when you're foam rolling your IT band is point your toe, flex your toe. Point your toe, flex your toe. We want to keep that. We don't want it to lock up further. We want the pressure to help us release. And you turn it in, out, in, all the way to the knee. A lot of times, if you have problems with your knees, it could be that you're just locked up, and foam rolling could solve some of the problems you have with your knee. Pay attention to your form when you're working out, and then foam roll before and after each workout. Your knees will feel better, your body will thank you for it. Okay. Now here's a fun one. Jamie showed me this. Jamie from Trigger Point, inventor of the Trigger Point foam roller, showed me this one. This is a fun little, it's a massage and exercise technique at the same time. So we're gonna get out here, we're gonna bring our knees in. So we're doing a little crunch, and back out. And we're foam rolling our tibialis. That's your shin muscle. Tibialis anterior. Don't forget to breathe. You can point your toes together. See how I cross my toes over? Now I'm targeting something else. I love how those fingers feel. Right there. Hey, even when we're foam rolling, we're gonna be drawing our navel in. We're gonna draw our navel to our spine. Always concentrating on that proper form. Oh, wow. At the end of the day, I think I like these lower density foam rollers for the larger muscle groups, because I think the higher density foam rollers might put too much pressure on the larger muscle groups. Now for the smaller muscle groups, you need that higher pressure, you need that more pinpoint therapy. For the larger muscle groups, like the latissimus dorsi, it might be nice, for the larger muscles like the latissimus dorsi, it might be nice to use these lower density foam rollers. Still high density foam, but it's got a little more give to it than the trigger point foam roller. Wow, it's hard to talk.
I agree. I completely agree. I think the lower density is not going to work for your foot. It's just making weight, the whole weight of your body.
That's right.
So I like the trigger point actually, or even just the simple tennis ball is fantastic on your foot, on the ball of your foot. It feels really good. But there are a few people I know who cannot get on the ground just because of age or just being able to support their weight fully. It's too much. It's not a bad thing, and there all are alternatives. It doesn't mean that you can't foam roll. You're just going to change it up, find a nice solid surface, like a wall, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it on, and you're just going to lean. This is not solid, this is a background. You're going to lean into it and do the same thing. The idea of it, you're going to hold it here and lean up against it at an angle and just go up and down, and you're still going to get the benefits of foam rolling. I know it seems awkward, but you can still do it, okay?
Okay.
So you just lead with the hip, and you're gonna do the same thing, going on your toe, go a little bit lower, and you'll get the benefit of foam rolling while standing up.
So we have a couple of these half foam rollers. What are these for? These are for a couple different things. You could actually foam roll and do some trigger point with these, but the idea behind these is more for exercise. So if we're gonna get in here and do some proprioceptively enriched, that's the awareness of your body in space, we're gonna do some balance stabilization exercises. So this is great for a one leg balance, touchdown, single leg squat with touchdown, and then we'll just do our other hand.
Again, these are things that are the foundation, your building blocks before you move on to any level after that. Strength, power. You want to start with your foundation, stabilization.
Yeah.
This is also going to help when you get with someone who is an ASM certified. They're going to be able to walk you through and see where your
imbalances are, where your postural, where your kinetic chain needs help. Now this smaller half roller is kind of nice for your feet. You can really stretch out the plantar tendon. What is it called? The plantar tendon? Plantar fascia. You've heard of plantar fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis, where the plantar tendon is shortened and the fascia is injured. We can actually flex, we can actually roll that out a little bit here. You know what works great for your feet? Get barefoot. A tennis ball works great for your feet. Absolutely, it's about the right size. What else works great for your feet is one of those smooth Mexican river rocks. You know those black rocks that are just nice and smooth? Put one of those, just walk around on that a little bit. So nice, feels good. Maybe heat it up, get a little hot stone action going. This has been another episode of Fit Test Dummies,
where we test it so you don't have to.
Today was rest day.
Yes.
Yes, for the Insanity Asylum 30-day challenge. And on our rest day, we decided to take you through some foam rolling techniques. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back next time and join us on another episode of Fit Test Dummies.